Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the match preview. Tottenham Sunday after the Bellew fight. Hopefully this will be the double win. By the way, me, myself and I, and Flav from the Fighting Cock podcast, also see him now and again on Ball Street. We've done a preview, opposition preview. Find that on Patreon. If you've already subscribed, you'll find it there. If you haven't already subscribed and you want to go and watch it, get over there and subscribe if you want. If you not want. Forcing you. If you want. This is on YouTube, of course, which is we're still on YouTube. Some people say anyway. Tottenham Hotspur, tough game. They haven't lost at home this season. In fact, apparently they've only conceded 5 goals in the Premier League, which suddenly it's just but it's this for us, I think, is sort of the first real test of, I'm not going to say the new era,
New Everton,
but certainly I think in the spell since Christmas. Okay, Man City at home took care of itself, but this is the real first, I think, tough one before, and obviously there's going to be more to come, but this is going to I think we'll see where we are in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think home games I'm always confident, even under the Coco the Clown. I was confident when we played at home with the crowd and everything, and because we've got good enough players in that squad to give anyone a game. This is, for me, this is probably the hardest game we could have had at the minute, bar Chelsea away. And that worked out well. However, we're playing at the best we've played under Ronald Koeman. Since that Watford game, it's been an upward trajectory. Okay, we had the little hiccup, but you know, their under 3 side that beat us with them red kits on, wouldn't they? So it's neither here nor there. So we had that little hiccup. Obviously Leicester was a bit of a mare in the cup, but in the Premier League since Watford, it's been an upward trajectory, and this will be a massive test for us. But we're playing them at the right time. We're confident with the exception of Bournemouth at home, which was just a bizarre game. We're defending reasonably well. Yeah. So it'll be a big test, but it'll be a big test for them as well.
Yeah, it will be. Because, I mean, they've
Alderweireld linked off last week.
Yeah.
So he could be out.
I mean, they've had. I mean, they're still second in the Premier League. I mean, that's a weird one because
absolutely flying.
I was saying this in the opposition preview. It's some people might need to look at the Premier League because Man City are still getting talked about in terms of possibly being able to catch Chelsea. Arsenal do to an extent, but no one goes, well, Spurs can catch them. They're like the southern version of us in a way. The media ignore them.
There's an arrogance with Manchester United, Liverpool. They're both spoken about as title challengers.
Arsenal,
City can catch, but you're right, Spurs. Even though I think are the best of the rest of them in it by a bit of a stretch. I think Tottenham's problem the other week was going to Anfield and not turning up and getting turned over.
And that's their problem, isn't it? It's like they're like us, aren't they?
The rubbish at Anfield like us.
But they're like us in more ways than in that. They're like us that, I suppose, in the last year or so, when
last year they've done what we would have done.
But it's mad, isn't it? Because they finished third last season, and yet they were the only title rivals to Leicester. I mean, Arsenal can bigger all they want and say we finished second or whatever, but they finished second in like the last couple of weeks because Spurs blew up, and basically once you blow up, and if your dream's gone,
shouldn't get beat 5-1 at Newcastle. Should you? Never on the last day.
Well, they just blew up, didn't they?
But they did. No, they did.
They just blew up. They blew up, didn't they? But this season again, they're quietly going about the business. They're doing well. He's kept a continuity. Pochettino has done what, for me, Koeman has just done. And I've said this loads of times. He got his group of players. He weeded out all the bad eggs, like the eggs at Townsend that.
You really don't like him, do you?
Well, because he's the example, though. He's the example. Baz, he's the example I'll always use. For me, Townsend's is our Delafeu. I don't, and I've got. But he's got. It's the attitude, though. It's the attitude of I don't have to work. I'm a good player, but I don't have to work.
Spurs had a few of them, though.
But and that's what they did. And what he found out. And what was weird is there was players in there, like the famous 6 that signed. And you found the kid he got from Roma, the Argentinian Lamela. He was like one of those that everyone was going, nah, he'll be out. But he's one of the ones who went, you know what? No, I'm going to start working hard. And there's those kind of similarities between both managers and both squads that he's happy to work in a squad that everyone knows they're fighting for that first 11. He's got rid of all the prima donnas or people who thought they were better than what they were, and I think that's what Koeman's has done in the last month or so with us, and that's where there's a lot of similarities, I think.
Yeah, when you take over, I mean, Pochettino, they had that when they sold Bale, he brought back X amount of players in 8 or something, whatever it was, didn't it? And then he's come in, he has got rid of them. Koeman done that, he come in last summer and got rid of some in the summer and couldn't wait to get through to January, and he done it again. And it is a smaller group, but it's a group of quality, isn't it? That's what Spurs have got. You look at Tottenham and you go, you know, he's Dembele, doesn't play all the time, and he's a fantastic footballer. You know, they've got real options, although the likes of Janssen is, you look at him and see Soldado, don't you, and people like that. That's been a bit of a thingy one, but then they've got Harry Kane, who's amazing.
But for every Soldado, they've got someone like Son.
But Son, we could have picked up in the summer because he was kind of available, and yet he stayed. He works incredibly hard and scores.
Chips in with goals.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's like they're Naismith.
But better.
No, I know, but you know,
no, he is. He's one of them where he just plays and scores. Got Harry Kane, he's a fantastic front man. You know, Everton, we've got Lukaku, so there is some similarities.
Dele Alli, Barkley, you know, it's all these little similarities. That but they're like, for me, Tottenham,
Funes Mori, Ben Davis. You know,
for me,
both are good on the day and both switch off.
Tottenham are a probably, as I said, I mean, people like to say, people did like to say, like, we're the Arsenal of the North. But to be honest, we've got more similarities than Tottenham, really, I think, because
we never nearly finish above our
No, exactly. We're seen as the second team. But I think what in a general point of view, you know, you look at Tottenham, you see what's happening. They're getting the new stadium and stuff that's getting built. They're like three.
If we have tables in the tunnel. If we
have
tables in the tunnel, we're like this, and you can just have a sandwich and all right, Ross, all right, lad, as you're talking, nah, mate. No.
But they are like more of what we are.
Yeah.
But I think they're like 3 years ahead of us, I think. But what they've done really well is, I've said this before, is what they've done in the past, and I don't think we'll do this anymore, but instead of being happy to be like, we go the game and sort of patting ourselves on the head for all that nonsense, what I think Tottenham's done is, they've exploited the derby in London and said, you know what? We're as big as you, and we're going to go head to head with you. And they've used that, in the media, and they've used that in commercial deals. Whereas we've always been happy to go, we go the game, we're scouts, we're local, blah blah blah, and we've been happy to sit in that as a football club. Where Tottenham have gone, you're never going to ever break into the elite with that kind of attitude.
The only difference is though, we had like a little, you know, like one of those little leather purses with about 33 quid in, and Spurs have got silver briefcases.
That's true.
It's like that's now our fit. Look what's happened. We done a video which is on about a far having a series of first year on Patreon. First year in charge, yeah. And we spoke about the difference in 12 months. We spoke about the tangible differences that we can see. That's coming with having 2 big fat briefcases. If we'd have took over and gone, you know, us with our Jaffa cakes and you know, races and all them from Aldi or whatever they're called, if we'd have took over and gone, we're as big as Liverpool, but we've got nothing to back it up. It's great saying it. There's been nothing to back it up. Now we're coming in and we're having a stadium on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey. We're offering our top centre forward 120 grand a week. We're doing it, but it is starting to turn. Spurs have done it, but they've got Joe Lewis. Who's got about 10 billion.
Yeah, they has, but do you not think they bluffed it for a little bit as well, though?
But they might have, but with bluffing it, they were still able to go like that, weren't they, a little bit? They took Stephen Pienaar from us a few years ago when he had no money.
But I do agree with you, but I think they did bluff it to an extent for a while.
No, I see, right in the middle, I think, was what we should have done. We should never have gone, oh, this is Everton and we're sound, only appealing to Liverpool and Real, and where are the small ships going to? We're only one to appeal to them, which our chief executive said and presented and was kind of challenged by Liverpool's CEO at the time, Rick Parry. I remember John Milburn said he'd gone to that presentation, and Rick Parry said, I don't understand why Everton
insular.
Why do you
So
just
insular.
market so little? When
Why you can only buy
spread?
Why you can only buy the kit and
Yeah,
one
but it
shop
wasn't
and
even
all.
just that. It was where and Robert Elstone at the time, I think, said, "Well, we know our market. Well, no, forget the market. Go and
Create a bigger market.
create a market in Outer Mongolia
Yeah.
if you can get the shirts there." I mean, I don't know what kit bag was like in Outer Mongolia. You never know, but
It wasn't very good here, so
well, there you go. So there, you might get one kit in every 300 orders or whatever. Not that 300 people that bought it, but yeah, I understand. But there should have been a middle ground between that, between literally being able to go, we've got this, we've got that. We should have been able to say we are still the 4th most successful English club. We have got fans everywhere, and this is Everton. Bridge it. But when you've got a manager and you've got a chairman who are both happy with the little penknife from Scouts going like that, waving it, how can anyone else do it?
No, I agree. But I mean, that's slightly off topic.
Back to Spurs.
But Spurs, they're doing everything the right way. They're building this. They've built a great core. They've got some great players in there. It's going to be really tough. And as I say, it's going to be. It really is.
Unbeaten at home, you say?
Well, I mean, the records are there to be broken, aren't they? And we'll go there in confident mood, buoyant mood. We've done what we've needed to do in the last few weeks, and it's up to us to set up to get something, isn't it? And yes, it's going to be tough, but you know, we've got tough games ahead. And if we want to break in to that elite, to that top 6, top 5, top 4, and on, you've got to beat these teams.
What are they, 9 points ahead of us in 2nd place?
Yeah, exactly.
If Everton were to go there, we know Liverpool will win Saturday, guaranteed. They're playing one of the top 4 or 5 at home, so that's a win. So we want to stay in contention. United will probably win. So if we want to stay in that bunch, I mean, listen, this will be an incredible.
Well, what it'll be,
they're a top side.
It'll show us where we actually are, won't it?
But if Everton were to go there and nick a win, you're 6 points behind Spurs at the start of March. Are you kidding?
I know.
Right in them, all of a sudden you start going, hang on a sec, okay, we've got some tough games, but at home we've got a lot of winnables. You know.
I mean, obviously we'll do a bit more in the start 11 show, but do you expect us to play the same team, or sort of maybe a few little changes?
Okay, what I would say is if we play the same team that started against Sunderland, we'll get spanked. Okay, by 3 or 4.
There you go. Make sure you watch the Starting 11 show to find out what Baz is setting up with. But yeah, I mean, I think there's one fundamental change for me, which is I think 3 at the back. Sorry, I'm just going to get a t-shirt that says it. I think we have to go 3 at the back.
These are a top side,
but they're not. But they're human. They're human.
Not invincible.
Look at them in the Europa League and the Champions League. I know they change.
Can we play them at Wembley? We'll beat them next year.
Yeah, we'll beat them at Wembley. But I was talking to Flav about that, and you know, he said all those sort of home comforts have went out the window, and that was probably the big thing. He also said the pitch is small as well, so it's because of the way they play and the way they get round the pitch. Having a small pitch helps because they can consume the opposition.
They're going to be bottom 5 next year, aren't they? I know. But it's going to be brilliant away. They're going to win like 15 away games and get beat. No, I think it's going to be a really tough game. But recently, it's been tight games between the pair of us. We haven't won there for a few years, but recently it's been quite tight. And it's a team that we were unlucky not to beat them opening day. Then we ended up, once they equalised, being lucky to get a point. It's a weird game.
I mean, oddly, I don't think it's going to come down to Lukaku and Kane. I think it's going to come down to the midfield.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Lukaku and Kane might score the goals, but I don't think that's
the key battle.
I think that's the battle in the actual game is going to be that midfield because there's so much energy in there. And
the dangerous thing they do is their centre backs are good on the ball.
Yeah.
I know Alderweireld looks like he could be out, so that's a big thing for us, especially if Ben Davies goes centre half or Eric Dyer plays there. Hopefully Eric Dyer will play there. But they're key, so it's about pressing them. You've got to press them all over the pitch. But tough game. Yeah, tough game. All I will say is if we take 4 points out the next 2 games, I'll be happy. Delighted. Yeah, absolutely delighted. Because it's 2 big games. Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments about this game. Don't forget as well, if you want to catch me catching up with Flav to talk about this game as well. He's from the Fighting Cock podcast. Get over to Patreon if you haven't already subscribed. There'll be a link down here. Thanks for watching Toffee TV, and we'll see you later.